Hi, I'm Antonio Centeno, the founder of Real Men Real Style. Today we're going to be talking about white contrasting collars and are they appropriate for the workplace. All right, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. By doing that, these videos will come right to you. In addition, if you like this video, if you find it useful, I would appreciate it if you would like it down below. And if you have something to add or you want to just, comment about this video, we love seeing comments. So go ahead and jump down there and, I'd love to hear your 2 cents on this video and what you think about it. And finally, if you want to learn more about men's style, we've got a great 47-page ebook we link you to right down below. So go ahead and grab that. Okay, this is the question that came in. Hello, Antonio. I've been enjoying your site and YouTube page for a year or so now. I've been impressed with your ability to regularly create posts and put out new content. Your consistency is appreciated. Well, thank you, sir. I wanted to ask if you could write or talk about contrasting white collars. I was wondering if it limits the shirt's versatility and if you have any guidelines or suggestions regarding white collars with the collar shape, style, and the man's body build. I'm considering a white collar on an ecru shirt. I like the ecru color for many of my suits, but I have a golden yellow complexion. I'm Filipino, and I'm worried that they're going to blend too much with the color, especially when I lose my tan with the winter. I figure the white will help with that, or could I be overthinking it? Thank you for your time, Jonathan from Chicago. Okay, and he also adds at the end that he works in government and that he's surrounded by a lot of sharp dressers there in Chicago. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the contrasting cuff. Not just cuff, but actually he's asking about the collar, but you usually see the cuff as well. So that's, where does this come from and why do you see it on men's shirts? Well, the history with this is collars and cuffs are the first thing to wear out on a shirt. So there was an ingenious woman at one time. She got tired of washing her husband's clothing, and she said, wouldn't it be easier because it's the cuffs and it's the collar that get dirty all the time and wear out. And what if I just made them, so that they came off? And so she did that. And this is a white on white shirt because that's what was primarily worn about 100 years ago. And so she took it. So she basically just made it so that they were interchangeable. And so she saved herself on doing laundry. And what we had was the removable collar and the cuff. Now this fell out of style because it was kind of a pain in the butt to mess with this stuff, to attach it, and laundry became easier to do. But what stuck around was the idea that you could actually mix and match collars and cuffs. And it used to, again, be white on white, but then you saw the white probably getting stuck on blue. And I'm sure it happened the first time because, a guy had to head to work. He was a little bit, maybe he didn't really mind so much. And his wife is like, okay, we're putting this together and you're wearing it. That's how I'd like to think it evolved. Who knows? It's probably lost there in history. But in any case, what we started seeing were different color shirt bodies mixed with a white cuff and a white collar. Nowadays, I see this primarily in the world of banking and finance. And the signal that it sends to me, and this is important because this is, whatever comes to somebody's mind, this is what you're dressing for, and in many ways, what you've got to pay attention to. To me, it symbolizes that you're above working with your hands and you're more of somebody who works with your mind. So, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're in the construction field or you're in a field in which you want to be more down to earth, more approachable with the people that you work with, you probably want to be careful of that type of style. It gives kind of I think, a little higher end style, which again, if you're in the banking world, perhaps you want to send the signal that you're not going to, that you are of someone of the intellect and that you're a good person to invest your money with. In any case, you've got to make that decision. But your question is more, okay, I'm Filipino. I've got a little bit probably of yellow in your skin color. Especially, during the summer, you've got a bit of a tan, but during the winter, you lose that tan and you're worried that the ecru, which is kind of a yellowish colored shirt, is going to be too close to your skin color. And the white is going to help offset that. I like this logic. And I think, you thought through this. And this is I think it's a good idea. And if you think this is going to look good, and it sounds like you're already surrounded by some pretty sharp dressers, I would go for it. I think this sounds like a good combination. But just know the history and know the symbolism which you're going to be sending out there to the world. But it sounds like you're pretty aware of it, and hopefully with that little bit of a history lesson, you'll be a little bit more prepared when you put this together. The other thing that I would talk about is, okay, I'm sorry. You want to tone down the rest of your outfit because this contrast is going to be probably the style feature. So you want to, be looking at everything else you're wearing and perhaps tone it down. So you don't want to necessarily wear your brightest tie. You don't want to wear an outlandish pocket square. You don't want it to be with a suit that's already drawing attention. Basically, your shirt, because of this contrast and because it's not, the most common thing. And again, this depends on your environment, but you probably want to let that be the item that you're actually wearing that pops. Okay, well, hopefully that answers your question. And, we didn't get into a lot of other colors. I think this contrast, it works great with light blue, with dark blue, with ecru. I've seen it with pink. I've seen it with lavender. So, but primarily it works with solids. Now, once you start mixing the solid white collar and cuff with stripes, like with the kind of the shirt I have here, you're going to, it's not going to have as much of a pop, and I don't think it looks as great, but, certain men can pull it off. I've seen it pulled off, but you need to be a little bit more style savvy. Okay, this has been Antonio Centeno with Real Men Real Style. I'll see you in the comments. Bye-bye.